All right, so normally I try and get these out pretty quick, and I mean it's still fairly quick. This has only been going for three or 4 hours now, something like that. 3 or 4 hours now. But what I'm going to try and start doing from now on is just kind of going in and doing these and trying to do some research myself, make sure I have everything figured out. Then I'll get this to you guys. Just to try and optimize it as much as I can. But yeah, I'm still going to try and get it out pretty quick. We have a whole week to do these, so I'll try and get it out as quick as I can. But yeah, I want to start doing like I did today, going out and testing some of the stuff and making sure I at least have a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about, to give you guys the best shot at these, especially now that I'm noticing that there's D-ranking in these. Once you hit try hard, I believe, the lower 19 will actually get a demotion. So it's going to start getting a little more sweaty. So I want to make sure I get you guys as much info as I can with these trials. But yeah. So starting off here, we are damaging leapers. Pretty easy. As always, you're going to want to do these on 2 times map conditions. So your night raids, electromagnetics, that kind of thing. You're just going to get more points that way. So try and do them on there. So starting off with leapers here, my personal thing with leapers is I like to go to spaceport here. Where are we? Spaceport. And there are these 2 bunkers. Actually, there's a few around, but there's a bunker here. Just near rocket assembly, and then there's a bunker back here by the South Trench Tower. I think there's a bunker, it's a little further back, but there's a bunker back here. Basically, there are these breach doors. There's 2 breach doors. You breach through that, you go inside, and it's like a little pillbox type thing, you know? But either way, I like this one. I like this one. Usually, leapers spawn in these areas around the extract here, and then just out in the around the thrusters or whatever out here. Now it can be a bastion instead, it can be other things instead, but usually leapers spawn there. So that's personally what I'm going to try. I basically breach one of the doors, go inside, and then just start shooting the leaper. Now you can obviously do it in different ways. The times I've fought leapers, I just bring like an anvil or a pharaoh or something cheap and just a bunch of ammo to shoot them. Blaze grenades are really nice against them. So if you've got some of those, bring some of those along. You can do your wolf packs. If you're overloaded with wolf packs, you can do wolf packs. That's up to you. You're just trying to do damage to these things. So whatever that takes for you. So yeah, that's personally what I will do with leapers. Nighttime, spaceport, and I'm just going to hit those bunkers, and you can kind of cheese the leapers a little bit being inside there. And then just hope other people aren't trying to do it at the same time and stealing your damage. But yeah, that's basically what I am going to do for leapers. Now moving on to the queens and the matriarchs. I'm going to come back to this after, just because I have a video of where I normally do this. I'll let you guys watch that. So let's move on to harvesting plants. Now, harvesting plants, you actually have to do the interactive collect or harvest or whatever. So only certain things are going to work for this. Those are moss, which you can see here. Moss, you can kind of grows on the broken trees. You have to be able to collect first to have it count towards the harvest, right? So you can do moss. You can do this agave, which are these leafy plants. This one doesn't have, this one wasn't collectible, so I can't show you that, but that's what they look like. You're looking for these. They'll have like a collect or harvest or whatever. You do that. And then you have the Mullein, whatever this is, the Great Mullein. These you can harvest as well. That's going to count. I'm going to show you good locations for all this in a sec, but I just wanted you guys to get an image of what these all look like. Mushrooms, these are going to be in a bunch of spots. You can find them around the water in the swamps. You can find them on trees. You can find them in the underground tunnels on dam where the big pipes are. Sometimes you'll find them on the pipes. Sometimes you'll find them on the walls or on the floors or on like the windowsills of those underground kind of tunnels. but you can find those in all different kinds of places. And that's basically it for those for now. Those are the things I've been harvesting. So we are going to look at the dam map here. Get that out of the way. This is where I think you're going to have the best luck. This is where I did it. I did dam at night. Now again, with this map, these are all like user inputted things. So some of the other maps didn't really show too many. That could just be because not many users put them in. But here is just from basic knowledge that I have of the map, this seems like the greatest place to do it. So especially down in the swamp area. So over near the apartments there, I think this is the Pale Apartments and the Ruby Apartments, there are these streams, these water runoff things that come down from those two apartments. And there was a bunch of this mulane or whatever it's called. There is a bunch of that in the water along those runoffs. Great place to go. And then you have all the options of mushrooms, and there's some of that great mulane stuff around the little pools and ponds and stuff as well. Mushrooms, all that kind of thing. And then these are the tunnels I was talking about underneath here by water treatment. If you're under there, it's usually got like the pops and the fireballs down there. There's sometimes a turret in the corner here, but under there you can potentially find a bunch of mushrooms. And then basically you're just running around in this area trying to loot all these. If you go up towards the what is it, the patterned houses near the uppermost extract there, there's another like water runoff here. And I found in my run, I found a bunch here. I found like 3 here. I think I found 1 between these 2 streams, but that could have just been, I spawned on the other side of the map, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, somebody else could have looted them all. But usually every time I don't need them, I see a ton in these waterways and I never loot them. So again, the moss on trees can be found just randomly out in the trees and stuff, so keep an eye out for those. But I think these are going to be your best bet for like hard focusing. Go to these waterways, look for these great mulane things, and then just hopefully run into other stuff along the way. Maybe check for those mushrooms down there, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think these waterways are going to be your best bet to start. So keep that in mind, give those a shot, see what you can find there. As you can see here, I did 4,000. It wasn't great, but that for a not great run, it got me to 3 stars. I am going to try and push that further, but this was just from one random run. Now moving on to arc probes. Now you can see here in the image, if you don't know what the arc probes are, there's 2 different kinds, right? So there's these robo-dong ones. Actually, they're both robo-dongs technically, but these ones come down from the space, come down from the space, and they land. They make that whooping noise. If you go to them and try and open them, they will get louder, and sometimes they'll summon in arc wasps and hornets and that kind of thing. But yeah, they'll make a lot of noise. If you don't loot them in time, if you don't breach them and open them in time, they will fly off again. So keep that in mind. But this is what they look like. So these are right here what they look like. So they'll come down, you can breach them, you can open them. Now it says open, but as long as you search it, you're good. Which is good, because when I was actually about to loot this one, a bunch of other people came up and I was wondering if I was going to have to PvP to make sure I got access to them and not them. Again, because it says open, I thought you had to be the one to breach, but it's just search. It's actually just search, so you should be good there. There are also ones you'll probably see on the ground. They are usually smoking, so they're a little bit easier to see from a distance. But these ones right here, so these are like a crashed probe, and you breach them from the tip, and then you search the little panel that opens up afterwards. So with these, again, you'll see them just anywhere on the map. But these ones here that come down, they will come down on any map, but there are actually special map conditions, and I think there's one going on right now. Yeah, over at Buried City. So prospecting probes increases the amount of probes. So you'll see a lot coming down, right? So you have two options here. My first run was actually during one of these probe events. I think it was on Spaceport, something like that. I think it was on Spaceport. So I ran around and did that. Now, because it's not a major condition, you're not going to be getting double rewards. Keep that in mind, but there's going to be a lot more coming down. You can, however, if you wait for the hidden bunker to pop up, you could potentially do it there. I did it by accident. I went there to do the damaged flying ones, which we'll talk about in a minute. I went there to do that, and I just happened to see a bunch of probes lying around that I looted, and I broke my personal best. So I'm not 100% sure which is going to be your best option, whether it's going to be these minor events or just doing it on a longer timer of 40 minutes on hidden bunker. Try it out, see what you think is best, but yeah, my best was actually on hidden bunker, which was weird, but I didn't really try that hard on prospecting probes, so I might have to try that again and see if I can do something. The reason why is because again, I was mentioning once you loot them, you're good. If you don't loot them in time, they'll fly off, but if anybody loots them, they'll actually stay. So once they're searched, as far as I know, it's the entire raid, but they will stay on the ground, lootable. So if you see a bunch coming down and you don't see them fly off again after, somebody might have looted them, and you can kind of go to that spot. If you take note of that spot, go to that spot, you might find those probes to be able to loot. But yeah, again, as long as you just search them, you're good. So you can just kind of run around the map and just look for ones that people have looted already, and you're good to go. So that would be my suggestion for that. Moving on to the flying arc enemies. This one should be super easy. You can sweat this out, or you can just be super simple, whatever you want to do. Basically what I did for this one was hidden bunker again, just because you have that extra 10 minutes, right? I brought a wolf pack. If you have a bunch of extra wolf packs that you don't really care about losing, you can bring more. I just brought one just for shits and giggles, but I killed a Rocketeer at the end with it, just for a whole bunch of extra damage, right? So if you go after Rocketeers with wolf packs, you should get a ton of damage there. You could probably get this really high if you really sweat it out. You could probably bring a hull cracker as well. If you really want to go through all that, you can do that. But basically I just ran around on hidden bunker for 40 minutes. I crafted 2 brand new level 1 anvils, and then I brought what I thought was going to be enough ammo, but it was not. I brought like 8 stacks of heavy ammo, and I actually ran out. But yeah, go in, bring a ton of ammo, bring some wolf packs or a hull cracker if you want, and then just farm snitches, hornets, wasps. And again, if you want to go crazy, you can go after the Rocketeers as well. You are going to probably run into other people doing it as well, so I just try to run off and stay by myself and just farm, and they kind of endlessly come, so you got lots of time, lots of mobs to shoot there. So that's what I would suggest for that. Again, hidden bunker is great just because it's 40 minutes. You can do these on night missions too. Again, that'll get you those double points, but hidden bunker is just so good. So keep an eye out for that. It's not always up, obviously, but keep an eye out for that. I think it's going to be your best bet. So coming back to the queen here. So I'm going to leave this running in the background here. But essentially what I did with the queen was, you can do it anywhere, but I personally prefer to fight the queen on Spaceport. So that right there. The reason why is this garage here. So this is in the, well, if you know where the queen spawns in the southwest, there's this kind of gas station area here, right? Just to the south of where she spawns, where the harvester is, which you can see on the map. And I just run around in here. There's so much cover in here. I just bring a hull cracker and whatever else, whether it's here, I have a renegade. I don't know if I purposely brought that in or if I found it, Normally I bring like a hull cracker and an anvil, just to, if I run out of hull cracker ammo, I can use the anvil. But yeah, and then I just run around inside this this garage, and it's so much protection. If she drops a bunch of the rockets or whatever, the fire rockets at this door where I'm shooting, I move to one of the other two doors. Like, there's so much ways to rotate around. There's spots on like Dam where you can kind of do it a little bit, but most of the time it's annoying. She just spams the doorway with the fire, and you can't, it wastes so much time because you can't get to her. You kind of have to wait. You get shielded from her little EMP pulse and stuff. And then, yeah, you can dodge all her lasers, just run back inside, run to a different door, whatever. So that's what I personally do for the Queen. That's just my preference. Obviously, she doesn't always appear there. Most of the time I see her on Dam and Blue Gate. But anytime I see her on Spaceport, that's where I go to do it. And I need to try and get the achievement for it. I've killed her a couple times already, but I didn't get the achievement. Apparently it was bugged, so that's fixed now. But yeah, I just keep an eye out for Spaceport, and I run there. I think, I don't know if I show it at all here. I think I brought, if you care about killing her, which is gonna essentially kind of maximize your damage at the same time, I think I brought 10 stacks of hull cracker ammo, which is a lot harder now. It used to be crafted with crude explosives, which was like the green mat. Now it's the whatever the blue is, the blue sausage, half-eaten sausage looking thing. So it's going to be a little more expensive to craft that kind of ammo, so make sure you stock up and you're kind of prepared for it. Now, because of this trials for this week, I do think it's going to be a lot more PvP centric, because if you're trying to farm damage on her and somebody else is there shooting her as well, that's going to be cutting down your damage. Not only that, people that are a little more PvP centric might just bring in a basic kit and come try and hunt down people with hull crackers and kill them, take all their shit, and try and do it themselves, right? So be very, very mindful of that. I do think this is going to be, even in solos where people are usually a lot more friendly and try and team up to kill her, I do think it's going to be a lot more PvP centric. Keep that in mind. Be prepared. I was talking about bringing a renegade here, or an anvil. Usually I might actually bring something a little more PvP focused, like a maxed out Stitcher or something like that, to be ready to potentially PvP. But yeah, keep that in mind. You will likely run into resistance from other players while doing this. So the other one is dealing damage to the Matriarchs. Now that, on the other hand, I'm not sure how people are going to behave with that. It might be the same thing and be a lot more PvP centric. Now obviously I'm speaking from a solo perspective. I think normally in trios it's PvP centric to begin with, so just keep that in mind. But yeah, Matriarch spawns on Spaceport as well. Also on, I don't think I've seen her on Dam. I think she's on Spaceport as well as Blue Gate. Those are the only two places I've seen her so far. On Spaceport, she spawns up by the launch towers in the center of the map. And on Blue Gate, I think she kind of spawns in the middle as well, I believe, near the big circular thing above the underground highway or whatever. So yeah, those are the two places I know of where she spawns. I will probably focus on trying to do the damage to the Queen instead, just because I want to kill her for the achievement anyway. So yeah, keep those in mind. Here's a nice fella bringing me energy ammo for my not energy ammo hull cracker. But yeah, decide what you want to do there. I was thinking about maybe bringing a hull cracker and either the equalizer or the Jupiter as well, because I think they're a little bit more focused on boss or arc damage, I guess. But again, you're gonna put a target on your back. I'll probably just run the hull cracker and like a Stitcher or something just for protection. But yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do with those two. I think that's pretty much it. Kind of get that out of the way. But yeah, that is what I'm gonna do there. And yeah, see where that gets me. Again, I think this is going to start to get a little bit sweatier as you go up in the ranks, now that we know there's demotions as well. But yeah, I'm going to keep grinding, and hopefully that helps you guys. Good luck in your runs, and I will catch you all in the next one.